because I got a new toy. And so figured I'd play with my new toy for a little bit because I have a couple things I wanted to practice on, play on. And so I'm going to be looking all over the place. So you'll see me look here. You'll see me look maybe over here, which is another camera, which you can't see right now. But yeah, I got this new thing, the X Tool. It's a laser engraver, which is why I've got these really cool goggles on. And so I've been playing around with it. I was gonna make some things here. So yeah, I don't know. I figured I'd. I'm doing a couple different things here because one, I'm trying out this new chat thing through Riverside for live. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. And then on top of that, I'm also playing with a laser. So everything could completely go haywire and burn the whole thing down. I don't know. So yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the sun if you're outside. Um, Obviously, I'm not. 4th of July coming up here, which is pretty sweet. Um, but yeah, essentially, I'm gonna get into this a little bit. I'm gonna put into the multi-view here so you can kind of see everything. There's something actually on the scanner. I was just playing around with it just a couple minutes ago, and I was doing a challenge coin, which is pretty sweet. You'll see it right there. I was doing a challenge coin, and I was curious to see how well that would turn out. Which I think it turned out pretty well. Um, I'll show you here. Did a couple different passes on here. Tried to make the lines nice and crispy. Um, I don't know if I achieved that necessarily. See if I can get that in focus. It's hard to get it in focus because I don't have one of your fancy cameras here. I'll manually focus it. There, see? So that was kind of what finished it out, which is pretty sweet. I think it looks pretty awesome. But yeah, there's definitely some things I would probably do differently. Um, at least trying to get something a little bit more solid in. Focus that in so you guys aren't looking at me out of focus. But hey, I don't know. Are you guys able to shoot me a message? That'd be really cool. Let me see. I'm gonna actually click over to a couple different things to see if I don't know. 'Cause I don't know what's really going on here. You're gonna look at all the crazy stuff. Oh, look, there I am. Um, I don't see any comments, so that's good. You guys aren't commenting. That's probably a good thing that you're not. It would probably be a bad. Um, I don't know if I've actually live, so maybe you guys can help me be wise and smart. Is there a place where I can see my comments? I don't know. Maybe I just have to put this up in the background so I can actually, yeah, maybe that's what I will do. I'm going to put this up in the background. It kind of looks weird when I'm looking at myself while looking on the computer itself. So, yeah, so I think what I'm going to actually do right now, I'm going to start over. And I wanted to actually do some coasters. Actually, I wonder what if it would be kind of fun to, because I can do photos. And recently just had some photos taken with my children. And see if I can find them. Um, that would be a good one. Yeah, you guys are just having to suffer through me not knowing what I'm doing. Sorry. But if you're entertained by this, that's good, I guess. We went to a park recently, and that might be a good, fun little picture. I think that'll work, except for my daughter that looks like she's scared to death. That's right. We couldn't get them all to smile. I don't know if you guys ever have that issue of trying to get your children to smile, but it's a constant struggle in our world. Smile, please, for the camera. There's always one that's just grumpy. Do you guys have that issue? Grumpy children? Let's see here. Still no comments. Well, that's good. No one's watching this thing. It's probably garbage anyway. Okay, so I am going to send this file to my computer and I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do this. Like I said, struggling. I'm struggling a little bit with life, trying to figure out how to do all this stuff. But it's at least entertaining, probably, for someone out there, if someone ever watches. Right? Maybe one person will watch me struggle and think that it's at least funny. All right. So, photo is right here. And I got these. Let's open up a new thing here. So, this is the program. It's called Xtool Creative Space. I like it so far. It's not always necessarily intuitive. I wish it was like maybe it was laid out a little bit differently so you could actually see on the panel over there what it actually, like where the dots are. And it kind of comes with the screen. I feel like that would be a wise thing to do, but what do I know? So let's do a square here. And I've got these little, see if I can find them. I got a bunch of coasters. My wife got these coasters a while back. You can kind of see them right there. Maybe you can see them better right there. So they're just stone. I don't know if they're going to turn out well at all, but just measure them, see how big they are. So one of the reasons why I ended up getting this was because there's a bunch of stuff that I had an awesome idea of, like, oh, if I did that, so essentially 4 inches by 4 inches. So I'll just put that in here, 4 inches by 4 inches, 4. Whew, that's a big boy. All right, so that's technically the center. I got this picture, not that picture. I got this picture that did not send. See? This is why I struggle. This is why I struggle in life, because the things that I'm trying to do, they don't actually work sometimes. So, have you guys noticed that? Like recently, whenever I'm trying to shoot my computer a photo or something like that, I have to send it twice. Like the first image is no bueno. It doesn't work. All right, so that is slightly upside down. So I think we're going to fix that here. Edit image. Actually, I don't need to edit image. What am I talking about? There's this little thing right here. Boom. I wonder, it would be really cool if you could actually make it 4 by 4. Like you could actually do that. I'll try and keep me inside the photo. I don't know. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. See, that's what's... See, I thought you'd be able to keep it the same dimensions, but you can't. That's no bueno. I am looking over at the comments to see if anyone is actually watching this. So if you do decide to end up watching this, say something. Say something so I don't give up on you. You guys remember that song? You shouldn't. It wasn't a very good song. All right, so we're only going to do that. Make this black and white. Just so we can, maybe actually we want this grayscale. Because black and white, I don't think it's going to look very good. Let's do that. I thought there was a grayscale. There's a comic, which I don't really like. We're going to just do that. Make some adjustments. A little too dark. I'm trying to remember, you can invert, but I'm trying to remember, I think it's if you're on the dark side of things, you want to invert this thing so it looks better. So I don't think I want to invert it. So I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to resize it here so that it's on the coaster. Okay, I'm gonna go put the coaster in here. You guys can see coaster-wise right here. And I actually need to go back, and there's a button to frame it. So that's how big it's supposed to be in here, which might be a little too big. So I think we need to size it down, which is kind of funny because didn't I thought I had done that correctly, but you know. So that's the actual size. All right. So that looks like it's pretty good. And there's a reason why I got these little fancy goggles, because with the fancy goggles, I can protect my eyes and you guys can see this cool process. I don't know if it's cool. I think it might be a little cool, but that's just me. So we're going to engrave this. And I need to tell it what material it is, which it's rock. And then I'm thinking probably power needs to be pretty high, I would say. We're going to do 600 DPI, which is probably pretty high too, but you know, I feel like that's what it needs. So we're going to try, and we're going to see how this works. I'm going to put my my goggles on to protect my eyes. Push the start button. I will say it is kind of cool. I'm actually going to double check to make sure that this is kind of in focus, which it looks like it is. Look at that. It's like I could do this. Not really. Ooh, this is going to take 20 minutes. All right, well, let's see. Let's just go. We'll see how it goes. 20 minutes on the mark. It's gonna take a couple minutes for us to spend some time together, but maybe you guys will actually want to spend some time with me. So you also have to align these dots to make sure that the laser's in focus. So do that real quick. Push the start button, and there we go. We're off. But it doesn't look like, I mean, to me, it doesn't look like it's doing very much. So we might actually have to stop this in a second. It is kind of fun watching the lasers dance around. Kelly, if you're watching this, I know that you're excited. Probably one of the few people that's excited. Yeah, to me, it just doesn't look like it's doing anything. So maybe I have the wrong settings here. I feel like I need to start this over. Maybe I need to do a different material because rock has not been rock has not been doing well for me. Oh, you know what? I wonder if it does need to be. You know, I'm smart. I think it actually does need to be. So there's two lasers in this thing. One is IR, which I believe is infrared, and there's a blue light laser. And the blue light laser is actually what it should be at. So let's try that. So we're gonna try this again. And I'm actually gonna lower the DPI, the dots per inch, because I think it might be too high. Let's see what it looks like. So if you actually want to see on this, it's loading a preview right now, and it says it's going to look kind of like that. So I think that looks pretty good. So let's go back over to this. I'm going to send it over there. You got to send the file over. Then once you send the file over, then you push this really special button. when it says that it's ready. Nope, it says it's ready. It starts blinking. Like I said before, maybe I just don't know what I'm doing and it's not working. But you guys are getting to see firsthand that I don't know what I'm doing, which is okay. See, I got these special goggles on, protect my eyes from the laser over there, which is kind of fun. I mean, I don't know, does it look like I'm lasering anything over here? Does it look like it's... I mean, it looks like it's taking off a layer at least. So we know that that's at least kind of working. I also have these I also have these leather patches that I want to try out. You know, honestly, I just don't think I don't think the stone's working. I didn't buy the stone for that. It's a stone that Willow had a long time ago. I don't think it's working, so I'm just gonna cancel this because I don't want to waste too much time. Don't have lots of time. Maybe you guys have lots of time. I don't have lots of time. My son's gonna get up from his nap pretty soon, and that's gonna be a problem. So let's go back to multi-view so you can kind of see what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna take these off. So I have these leather patches like this, and one of the things I want to do, I'm just gonna open up a new thing because I feel like that's the best thing to do. When you don't know what to do, open up a new tab. One of the things I've been wanting to do is to create some patches for hats with the More Than Before logo. By the way, if you're not subscribed to the podcast, make sure you go subscribe. It's a good podcast, from what I've heard. No, it's good. Today's episode, no, yesterday's episode. It's Wednesday. I keep forgetting what day it is. Wednesday's episode was really awesome with Timmy Riggs, who is an awesome dude, good friend. And so I'm going to measure to see how big this patch is. Actually, I'm not even going to do how big the patch is. I'm going to see how big I want this. So I'm thinking like 2.7 in terms of width. So 2.7, which is kind of nice because it'll go to the right dimensions. Put that right in the center there. And then this is going to be leather. So you can set material, which is kind of interesting. You can go to, they have a library. You can search. So like, which I'm pretty sure this is fake leather, which isn't the best, I would imagine, but it's what I'm going to be using here. So it gives you kind of all the specs and parameters of what you should do. Oh boy. I kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like the darker engraving on these things. I just feel like they look better. But that's just me. You ever see yourself on camera and then you go, I should stop touching my nose. What are you doing? So let's put this on, I'm gonna put this on red because you can do layers. I'm also gonna trace this because I love the way it looks when you trace it. And then with that tracing, I'm gonna score it. And I don't know if I want it to be 100% power. Yeah. I don't know. I've been liking this 50 speed by 70 power. Looks pretty good. So this is like maybe the third day that I've been doing this. So definitely not a pro by any means. So what I'm going to do, so what I just did here is I turned off the outline. So it's only going to engrave um, the image itself. And I'm going to outline. Ooh, you know what would look really cool with this? So I think you can actually, another thing you can do, which, let's see here if I can, yeah. So I want to outline this, which I think would be pretty cool. Something like that. Yeah, I think that would look really cool. So we're gonna score that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this little leatherette patch over where the wood or where the stone is right now. We'll see kind of how that looks. I will say it is actually pretty cool. So you can kind of figure out where you want it on the patch itself. Now, the cool thing about this too is, so right now the thing that's selected is that outline pattern, but you can actually select the image itself. Let me see if I can select the image itself. Yeah, see, now you can kind of see it runs across what it's going to look like and where it's going to go, which is actually pretty sweet. So let's. I'm gonna. I wonder if I can select both of them, and then we'll do the whole thing. Nope, not really. Okay, so the last thing before you engrave it, like I said before, you got to make sure you line up the dots so that it's focused. I'm gonna put my glasses on. This is it actually seems like it's pretty light over there, doesn't it? I feel like it needs a little bit more light. Um, I don't know. We'll just go with it. We'll see how it works. All right, so we're gonna process this thing. We're gonna push the button to start. All right, here goes nothing. This is supposed to be for a hat or something. So I was gonna see if I could try and change the coloring a little bit on that camera, make it a little bit lighter. But probably not a great idea to do that at this exact moment. There, that works a little bit better. Oh yeah, there's that little etch piece that goes around the outside. I really love that etch piece. So that's what it looks like. Looks pretty sweet. Let me see if I can focus it here just for a moment. Oh, I can't get any closer. There. It's pretty sweet. It looks good. And it didn't take super long. I can tell you how long it took. Always wear your safety stuff. So my thought with these, because I'd love to do like hats and stuff, like the More Than Before hat. I'm gonna put it back to this multi-screen. You ever forget that you're wearing glasses and they don't make you look good? Yeah, it's a lot of things, but so I got this patch. Oh, I can brand my children. I don't know. What do you think? Should I do like on the rim? Probably not the rim. It's probably best up here. But oh, it's pretty snazzy to me. All kinds of cool, fun stuff. Now the other thing is they make really cool heat transfer things um, that are pretty awesome. The other thing that I was wanting to do that Willow was extremely ecstatic about was I wanted to do like a coaster with our kids' face on it. Which, by the way, I'm looking over here to see if there's any comments. That's why I'm looking over here. It doesn't look like there's any comments. So good job. No one's watching. uh, no skin off my back. I think it's completely fine. So yeah, I am going to. What do I want to do next? I don't know. Comment section. Come on, Peanut Gallery. Where are you? Where's the Peanut Gallery when I need you? When I need someone to tell me what I should do next. Yeah, you guys can see my little desktop here. Doesn't show me really any important information. I did want to see if yeah, I guess it doesn't show. Yeah. Well, it's at least interesting to say the least. I am curious if it would be interesting for anyone to jump on and do some live stuff with me. We could talk about that. Ooh, you know who would be fun to get on? Dennis LaRue. Be fun to get Dennis on here, and we could work on his steel toes uh, stuff. I think that'd be pretty sweet. So the other thing we've been working on, Willow and I have been doing more than before marriage stuff, which if you can see those, I was working on these little stainless steel cards. And what I wanted to do was, I wonder if I can actually, I'm going to try and pull that up quick because I wanted to redo that one more time. And I wanted to, on the back, or not on the back, what I wanted to do was the first time I did it, it just wasn't quite, it doesn't pop off like as much as I wanted it to. And I wasn't doing the outline of things. And so I think if I do the outline, um, not seeing, there was a Tumblr that I did for Willow the other day, which was kind of fun. I think what I want to do is I'm going to grab the logo that Willow and I have for More Than Before Marriage. I'm just going to drop it in there. And I actually want to see how this does with doing two elements at a time, because supposedly you can pick the layers and you can tell it which layers to do first. I'm just not sure how well it works. So let's do that. We're going to trace because I want to trace the outline of it. And then with that outline, it is scored, which is good. And I'm going to make that IR 100% power. I'm going to do, let's do 40 speed, one pass. And then what I need to do, go to the layers. Life is like it's layers, layers of things. So this is engraved. Actually, what would also be interesting too. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to because if you look right here, probably going to be hard for you guys to see. But right here, there's a diamond. And what I want is I want that diamond, the lines within the diamond. Because I think it would actually come out better. Well, let's just do this. So if I grab that and I engrave, it's thicker. Yeah, see, it doesn't come up with that diamond pattern, which is what I want it to do. And I'm not 100% sure. Ooh, too small. Now, one of the things I don't like about this is you can't move it around, which is weird. Okay, so I don't want to layer by color. Yeah, so like that's really weird. So the one thing that I want it to do, it's not doing, which is I want that diamond. I want it to look like a diamond versus looking like a solid piece of metal. Okay, well, let's just try it this way. We're gonna set the panel. We're gonna do it at 100. We're gonna actually do it like, I think 90 would be good. I don't want it to be that high, maybe 250. I'll just do 260. Dot duration 260, okay, sure. And then because it's metal, it needs to be IR. So if I push process, oh, let me look here, because it looks like I'm not streaming anymore. Oh no, it's still streaming. Okay. So let's try this. It's metal, so it'll be a little bit different. So I'm gonna push you guys over here to this camera. That's not the right logo, and I can tell it's not. Frame. And I want to frame the outline here. So you can kind of see. I'm actually going to make it bigger. There we go. All right. It doesn't need to be perfect right now because this is just a test. So we're gonna test this. It's so funny because I keep trying to grab the microphone instead of grabbing. I feel like I'm grabbing like the button over there because there's a little button that you push when you send it to process. Okay, so let's see what it does first. I feel like what it should do is it should do the engraving and then the outline second, but I don't know if it's going to do that. So let's see. Now this one says it's going to take 1 minute and 16 seconds. You can kind of see it going. First pass looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I think what I want to do is I want to run this again. And this time, what I think I want to do, ooh, interesting. So when I traced it before, I must have deleted the trace because it didn't score it like I wanted it to. So let's do it again. We're going to do 100% power, 20 for the speed. I think 20 is a little too slow. Let's do 30. But all right, so let's do the image. And I think on the image, I'm just not going to do a grayscale. I'm just going to do 100% power. I mean, let's try it. Let's try it again. Maybe we'll figure this out. So I'm not going to touch it over here because if I touch it, then it's not going to be lined up. It's going to be lined up perfectly. So I'm going to try it again. Should go a little bit darker this time. So still has about 55 seconds left because it's going to score it this time, which is what I wanted to do it the first time, which is fine. It's just kind of doing its own thing like it wants to do. It's like a child. It's going to do whatever it wants when it wants. So see how it's kind of going around now? It should be making those lines a little bit more fine, which I think will actually let it pop a little bit better. Got 2 seconds left. I'll go check it out. All right. So let's check this out and see how it looks. I mean, I think it looks pretty good. I really love the outline on that. I think the outline just makes it really pop. I think I do want to run this at least maybe 2 more times without scoring it. I think the score is good on it. So I think it's just a matter of running the other part 2 more times. So what I'm going to do, if you guys really want to know and see, over here, yeah, I'm still wearing my goggles, okay? Which, by the way, is that clear? Can you guys see that? Maybe I can, yeah, there we go. I think that's pretty clear. You can see all the camera equipment right there, making sure that it's right. So what I'm gonna do, so I have that selected, the outline piece. So now I'm just gonna grab the image and yeah, I was pretty happy with that last time. I'm gonna do 2 passes with this. Put the goggles down. I was gonna see if I could put up myself in the thing, but I think it's better just to look over here at this. So we're gonna run this 1 more time. By the way, if you are watching and you have any questions or thoughts, just let me know. I can't say that I know the answers to everything, but I'm more than willing to guess. I think what I would actually like to do next is a coaster. I do have a little bit of leftover wood, or actually, you know, it would be really fun. I wonder if I can figure this out while this is running. So taking a photo from my kids and taking one of their faces and making it into a coaster. My wife wasn't 100% sure about that, which I get. Makes sense. Let me see here. The kids' faces aren't really round, so maybe it won't work as well. All right, and there you have it. It is complete. Let's see here. I was trying to see if I could find a photo here quick. You guys are just getting to suffer through me learning things. It's okay. That's part of life, right? I am curious how you guys are doing today. What's going on in your world? You guys have fun plans for the fourth? We don't have anything going on for the fourth. We're just kind of hanging out here at the house, which will be fun. Nothing too crazy, nothing too intense. Um, so I'm trying to send that photo. There we go. All right, so let's see. I like it. I think it looks pretty good, pretty decent. A little bit darker than I think I was expecting, or not as dark. I don't know. I'm like here. Let's see if we can get this. So that's how it came out. I like it. It's not perfect, but it's all experimental at this point. So what I want to do is I've got some wood here. I got a bunch of these little wood cards. I think what I want to do is I just want to play around with the bit mapping for this because I haven't been able to get the bit mapping down really well, meaning like the photos. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll just see here. Let's move it back to this. Nope, this one right here, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I've got the kids here. I mean, you could trace. I don't know. I feel like tracing a photo is not exactly the greatest thing in the world. But I guess if you wanted to, well, now it's probably going to freeze my computer because it's an image. Yeah, not a good idea. Don't trace photos. If you get one of these things, don't trace photos. That's the they do have this little magic wand thing, which is kind of cool. All right, so let's just do photo right there. Want to be maybe a little bit longer so I can fill the entire frame. Okay, we do that. And then let's do a grayscale adjustment on it. The grayscale. So is it coloring? Is it filling in the blacks? Is that because I always try to figure out like what is it best to invert it or is it best to keep it the same way? I don't know. Does someone know when you're laser engraving if it's better to oh yeah, go check this out over here. You want to see? It's a little bit too big. So I'm just gonna scale it down a little bit. Just so it fits on the wood. I don't know. Just don't want to go off of the plate. Hey, that's pretty there. So one of the things that you can do, I keep switching the wrong camera. So I'm going to set materials. This is like uh, basswood. It's like plywood essentially. Now it's weird because if you go into searching for material for this, it's like I just go wood, plywood. So I'm pretty sure that it's the yeah. So blue light, 90%, blue light, bitmap. So this is 80%. Okay. So 80%. I'm going to do more of the dots per second. If I process this, let's see what it looks like. When you do look at the processing piece for this, it is interesting because it is pretty close to what it will look like. Uh, Obviously, the higher dots per inch, the better the photo. Let's try that. The other thing too is I've done this before, and it sometimes it goes too deep, and it does not look bueno. I kind of like that. I'm gonna run that. I'm gonna see what that looks like. Um, Send you over to the wheel. I'm just gonna double check it. All right, should look good. Uh, all right, got to put my goggles on. Let's go. There's an air purifier, by the way, in this, so I'm not breathing in all the smoke, which is good. Ooh, 13 minutes. 13 minutes. So I think after this one, I'm probably going to be done. As much as I've loved spending time with myself doing this, but yeah, this has kind of been my new fun toy. I've been excited to play around with it to make some fun little things here and there. I'm going to be engraving a sword. Hopefully, sometime here within the next week. I've already done some knives for some friends. Um, so yeah, there's some really cool projects I've been able to do thus far since I've gotten it. Definitely not a pro, but I'd say I've made a couple things that are actually pretty cool. Like I said before, the patch. Just pull up this. multi-feed piece. I'm keeping my goggles on because I just don't want any of the reflective stuff. But this patch was pretty cool that I just made. You know, like I was doing this earlier, the coin. You can kind of see a little bit there. I got to turn it. So yeah, it's been fun. I like it. It's pretty easy. It's mostly the settings that you have to get used to of what exactly are you doing settings wise. So these goggles are pretty stylish, not gonna lie. All right, I'm going to, I don't know. I'm just standing here, sitting here, whatever. I actually want to do some jewelry too, but I got to figure that out a little bit more before I. That's probably what I need to do. Is I need to figure out what projects I'm gonna work on, and I'll just come on and do a couple projects on here, so you can kind of see what I'm working on. But if there's something that you want done and you are wanting someone to do it for you, shoot me a message. I would be interested in helping you with that. So, all right, I'm gonna send you back over there. It's doing some fun things. I will say it is a little weird because I can see a flame on there. I don't like the flame, but you know when you're doing wood, I guess that's just gonna happen. Still has about 9 minutes left. It is quite interesting doing the lives here and not doing some motivational stuff, which is what I normally do. But it's kind of nice not to feel like you have to show up. I guess in some ways, of like, oh, you gotta come with the heat. I'm coming with the heat this time, just a different kind of heat. So one thing I could do here, and it's gonna be unsteady here for a second, so don't get dizzy on me. I'm just gonna bring this over this way, and I mean, it is pretty sweet to watch. Let me see if I'm gonna play around with the settings here while this is going and see if I can get it to be a little bit darker. It's always a question of which camera is it though. Watch, I'll figure out which cam it is right when we're done. All right, so that is the right camera. That smoke is pretty cool though, as it's coming off. But you can start to see the image coming out pretty clear. You can almost start to see Malachi popping up in the picture there. Poor Malachi. Oh, I guess you can see him. Just bottom left there. Four minutes left. We got 4 minutes left on this stream. It's exciting. Because then I'm going to go and get something to eat because I'm hungry. It's 2:15 here, and I still have not eaten lunch. I'm sure you guys have probably eaten lunch, though. It is interesting, just the whole process of lasers and what you can do with them and all that. But yeah, I'm excited to do some projects coming up here. I think some of the other stuff I've been looking at, you can do stuff on paper. I don't know how thick a paper. Definitely don't want to burn straight through the paper, but let's see here. Now, it does look a lot darker on the video than it does in person. I think it's probably just because the light hitting it right now. So I think it'll actually look a little different when it's done. All right, 1 minute, 31 seconds left, and then we are going to end this stream. I do want to say thank you to anyone that does decide to watch this and comment on it. I will reply. If there's something you'd like to see me actually engrave, let me know. If you want me to do something for you, I'm up for doing that too. You just got to let me know. Not going to say it's going to be perfect the first time, but I feel like I've made some pretty awesome stuff thus far for the type of knowledge that I do have. So, all right, less than 45 seconds left. We're going to end the stream right after I show you what this thing looks like. By the way, I would love it if you could leave me a comment if you are watching in the next 45 seconds or even later, I guess, because I'm curious to see if the comments show up on my side as, in the streaming software here. So I'm not sure if it does or not. So I'm hoping it does. Yeah, maybe we'll start doing some projects like this. I think that'd be kind of fun. All right, so it is completely done. Yeah, it is a little dark in some areas. I definitely think it could be the paper itself. It's actually kind of two-dimensional too. Actually, let me see if I can get it here. And if you see, there's actually some depth to it. It's kind of hard to see. There is a little bit of depth to it. So I've been trying to get the paper or the wood piece done for a little bit to see maybe how I can get it to be better. But it's a pretty thin piece, not super thick. But for the first couple tries of trying to do something, I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna focus this back in. Not that it matters because we're gonna be getting off here. For those of you watching and kind of hanging out, maybe you're doing something else. Maybe you're just checking out to see what I'm doing. Hey, it's been kind of fun to hang out with you guys for a bit. Have a great day. Have a great fourth. If I don't talk to you between now and then, if you haven't, make sure to go subscribe more than before the podcast. It's a great podcast, as you can see right here on the screen. Doing a lot of uh, branding things with it right now. So some coasters, some hopefully some hats here pretty soon, which will be pretty sweet. Some special gifts I've given to some of my some of the people that have been on the show in the past. So lots of fun stuff. So all right, until next time, because we don't know what else to say. Remember to be more, see more, and experience more than before. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Maybe I can't figure out how to end this thing.